Hello again everyone, I am Simon and this is an architecture tour of Half-Life 2. In the last segment we got the gravity gun and now we are going to Ravenholm. See that? Ravenholm. And look, ravens. Huh. It's actually not as dark as I remember. Anyway, so I guess this is the third major architectural style so far. I mean, we had at the beginning the city center, and then after that we had the industrial hinterlands of City 17 along the river, and now we have Ravenholm, which I think is a mining town. I mean, certainly at the end we go into a mine, but at this stage it's not clear. It's supposedly some distance from City 17, and well, as you can see we have some houses. So a town or a village of some sort. And you know, legs and zombies. We are at night time now, or supposedly night time. Like I said, it's brighter than I remember. And I guess you can call this the survival horror segment of Half-Life 2. Basically, there's a lot of zombies. Not much to say about the architecture, except yeah, not much to say. Some houses, residential. A lot of horror, I guess, movies and maybe games and such, they're set in fairly familiar settings. So, you know, residential areas and suburbs and all that. Because, you know, the horror is more effective if you can identify with that's pretty good. If you can identify with, you know, the places that where they're taking place. You know, you take something familiar and then you add something a little strange to it, and then that becomes a good recipe for horror. Because I mean, if the environment and the situations are completely alien and unfamiliar, then you know the environment is strange anyway, so strange things happen and it's not a big deal. But if the environment is familiar and strange things happen, then you know you can identify with them more. So you know, I guess that's a plausible rationale for, you know, the houses out there. Although as we move into Ravenholm, you'll see that it's more industrial. I mean, it is a mining town, and the residential stuff is not as prominent. So we actually, what is this building? I guess it's some sort of warehouse. Yeah, it's a well, it's not really a warehouse because the doors aren't big enough for, you know, for stuff, for any sort of cargo or anything to fit through. I don't know what kind of building this would be. A workshop of some sort, maybe? Possibly. Although yeah, even a workshop you'd expect bigger doors. Anyway. That's nice. Ravens.
For it was said they had become like these peculiar demons which dwell in matter, but in whom no light may be found.
I don't actually know what he's quoting from, or if he's just, or if Valve actually wrote that stuff from scratch. In any case, get introduced to this spinning blade track thing. So a nice demonstration of what that does. Some sort of warehouse or workshop. Before I came into Smokestacks, before I started recording this video, I was trying to figure out exactly what kind of town this was. For a moment I thought it was like a... what would you call it? Instead of mining, I thought it was more like a...
The days of my life have vanished like smoke, and my bones are parched like ash, and let all my impurities be as fuel for that fire until nothing remains but the light alone.
Anyway, he keeps rambling. I thought it was more like a what do you call it? You know, a forestry? Where you grow trees and then there are sawmills? Because of all the saw blades, right? But then I remember that at the end of this segment you end up in a mine, so I thought that it's probably a mining town, although there's a lot of saw blades. The saw blades are of course more gameplay elements, as you see as I'm doing. You use them against the zombies. Okay. Oh, they were here. So again, some sort of structure with unspecified purpose. It's not really a warehouse and it's not really a workshop.
May they become like dust before the wind, and the angel of the Lord pursue them.
I think these are just identical buildings repeated. Yeah, these just look like the same thing repeated several times. Like there's nothing in them, so there's no indication of what they were used for before everyone turned into zombies. Zombie on fire. Cars. Oh, and notice the width of these roads. They're quite narrow. And when roads are this narrow, they usually indicate that the town or the city was planned before cars became a big deal. So before the Second World War, or maybe just after, because it's during that time that automobiles became really popular.
Another life to save? I'll keep my eye on you. More than that, I cannot promise.
So whenever you have really narrow streets, then yeah, it's a clear sign that the town was laid out before cars became common. And you know, how did that car get up there, given that, you know, there's stairs here, you can't really drive up there. Let's see. There's this part here.